Another major beneficiary of fall in crude prices is aviation. Stocks like Indigo rely on crude as a major raw material component of 40%. This means that lubricant manufacturers may gain on the back of this development, as 50% of RM cost is crude derivatives. Tire stocks stand to benefit from a fall in crude prices. Materials like synthetic rubber, carbon black and chemicals depend upon oil. This forms around 40% of the raw material basket. Specialty chemicals are a big gainer of the fall in oil prices. On the other hand, oil explorers like ONGC, Oil India, Vedanta and HOEC will have a negative impact since low crude means low earnings. Amid high valuation concerns in the current market, Emkay comes out with a concise list of parameters to identify the right buying price, and they are FY26 EPS growth greater than FY25 EPS growth, 1 year forward price to earnings at a discount to 5-year average, over 35% correction from 52-week high, FY26 return on equity over 15%. Now, the top stock picks are Motherson Sumi Wiring, Adani Green Energy, and JK Tyre and Bikaji Foods. HSBC reduces targets for real estate stocks due to expected slowdown in residential sales, leading to lesser increase in net asset value of the company. The stocks have underperformed due to concerns about the economy, interest rates, and other macro factors. Moreover, companies may struggle to meet their guidance too. HSBC advises cautious approach towards investing in the stock market. Kotak Securities slashes target price for PVR Inox to 1,200 rupees. Kotak says that weakness in box office collection leads to declines for the stocks. Factors like high movie releases may drive Hollywood collections in FY26. The company's initiatives on cost optimization and capital light expansion are noteworthy. Macquarie maintains a positive view on Power Financiers, REC and PFC, says they both have structural story intact. Both the companies declined in past few months due to weak PSU sentiment. Some key concerns plaguing the industry are growth decline, rising competition and soft demand. Macquarie sees lower credit risk, strong return on equity and inexpensive valuations as well. In an NDTV Profit exclusive, Mahanagar Gas says that the company is bullish on infra expansion, adds 50 stations in MGL geographies in last 1 year. The company expects CNG station addition to continue at similar pace, says that station expansion outside Mumbai has been very strong. On the issue of volumes, MGL expects growth for next 3 years to be in double digit. Credit Access Grameen jumps on the back of its interim business update. While loan growth is healthy in most states, Karnataka loan growth slows on the back of poor asset quality. The MFI mentions adding over 1.5 lakh borrowers in January and February. Proximus Global, Telesign and Root Mobile partners with Nokia. The collaboration aims to explore opportunities in network API solutions. Each company will leverage its respective strengths in this partnership. The major focus is on supporting developers and creating new applications. Gensol Engineering falls over 40% in the last few days. This is primarily because of credit rating downgrades by CARE and ICRA. The downgrades were on the back of short-term liquidity mismatch. The company says that they are committed to addressing concerns. The company will also set up a committee to review the matter. Jefferies puts out a note on India's strategy. India's underperformance could see a reversal. Relative valuations against MSCI emerging markets stand at 10-year average. 4% dip in dollar index could bring back FPIs. Near-term positives are economic uptick and liquidity easing. Castrol India share price jumps 10% as Saudi Aramco considers bidding for BP's Castrol lubricant business. It is especially interested in Castrol's India operations. Now, Aramco aims to combine Castrol's assets with its Valvoline unit bought for $2.65 billion in 2023. Castrol is valued at $10 billion at present. Note that discussions on bidding are still in early stages. Galaxy Surfactants jumps over 4% on entering into a strategic collaboration with a global customer to provide engineering, procurement, and construction services. Now, this JV is for a performance surfactants and specialty ingredients manufacturing plant at an overseas location. This collaboration is via its group companies. The recent move aligns with the company's growth vision to expand geographically. It is official, Tesla will make inroads in Mumbai's BKC soon. The global EV car maker finalizes location of first India showroom in Mumbai. The showroom's licensee is Tesla India Motor and Energy. Its offices will be in Pune. The showroom will span over an area of 4,003 square feet. Tesla has licensed the showroom space for 5 years. The starting monthly rent is 35.26 lakh rupees. The security deposit is 2.11 lakh crore rupees. But as Tesla plans to enter India, the US is eyeing zero tariff on cars against 110% tariffs that India charges. Now, Trump has warned of reciprocal action against India's high auto tax. But India is hesitant to bring down such duties to zero. New EV policy for foreign car makers enables to import cars at 15%. Tata Motors and M&M have lobbied against lowering import tariffs on EVs. The United States wants India to eliminate tariffs on car imports under a proposed trade deal between the two nations, but New Delhi is reluctant to immediately bring down such duties to zero, even as it considers further cuts. Sources told Reuters. Now, India's high auto tariffs will feature in formal talks for a bilateral trade deal that are yet to begin. Now, said one of the three sources, all of whom were briefed on the matter. Paving the way for American electric vehicle maker Tesla opens new tab, which is gearing up for an India launch. Taxes on cars imported into India are as high as 110%, which Tesla chief Elon Musk has criticized as being among the steepest in the world. The EV giant last year shelved its plans to enter the world's third largest car market for a second time. Musk has now found support from US President Donald Trump, who has repeatedly railed against India's high taxes, and in an address to Congress on Tuesday, he slammed the country's auto tariffs of more than 100%, threatening reciprocal action. Zaggle Prepaid announces entering into a pact with Tech Mahindra for Zatic service. Now, the agreement detailed in an exchange filing will see Tech Mahindra utilize Zaggle's spend management dashboard Zatics for improved visibility and control over their corporate and purchase card spending. The cards are issued in collaboration with SBI Cards. The Zatic service agreement is set to be executed within 1 year. Zydus Life Sciences gains on getting US FDA approval for cancer drug Dasatinib. Now, the tablets will be manufactured in Ahmedabad. To add context, Dasatinib had US sales of $1,807.7 million in Q3. IOL Chemicals and Pharmaceutical Services receives certificate of suitability for QATA pine fumarate, which is used for various mental health disorders. The company receives the certificate from European Directorate for the Quality of Medicines and Healthcare. Now, this will allow IOL to export the drug to European countries. Angel One comes out with a negative update for February 2025. The company's client-based growth has been slowing. The company reports higher volumes despite downtick in daily average orders. The company has also been losing market share recently. Transport Minister of Maharashtra Pratap Sarnaik proposes to introduce bike taxi service, the proposal to be passed by the end of this month. He highlights that this service is already operational in 22 states across the country and will now be introduced in Maharashtra as well. This initiative is expected to generate employment for approximately 10 to 12,000 youth, and it will also be more affordable than other applications like Ola and Uber. Greaves Electric Mobility announces a strategic partnership with Indo-Fast Energy. The pact is to introduce battery swapping technology for electric two-wheelers aimed at the B2B fleet and ride-sharing markets. The collaboration unveils the Ampere Magnus, specifically designed for gig economy riders who travel more than 100 kilometers daily. The new model will leverage Indo-Fast Energy's growing battery swapping network, allowing riders to replace depleted batteries with fully charged ones to minimize downtime. Apple launches its most popular laptop, MacBook Air, with latest M4 chip. It comes at an even lower price compared to the M3 generation. Alongside 16 GB of RAM and several smaller improvements, it remains a well-rounded laptop suitable for most use cases. Now, this brings the price down even lower than its already competitive MRP. Fitch Ratings has come out with a note on RBI lowering risk weights of NBFCs and microfinancial institutions. Fitch says that the move is unlikely to increase rapid funding. RBI's move could ease some pressure on NBFCs and MFIs. The banks will remain cautious due to broader liquidity constraints, funding costs. Now, large NBFCs with good credit standing will seek to renegotiate their funding spreads from banks. Small, mid-sized NBFCs will benefit from as they depend heavily on bank funding. The Reserve Bank asks fintech firms and digital payment companies to ensure responsible innovation and better compliance. As per Bloomberg, in a meeting with non-bank payment system operators and fintech companies, the RBI governor says he expects responsible innovation and emphasized the need for ensuring compliance by the entities who are new to regulatory space. Malhotra's latest comments will likely provide relief to the industry hit hard by a crackdown on errant firms under his predecessor, Shakti Kanta Das. The RBI last month rolled back some of its restrictive measures, saying banks don't have to set aside additional risk weights on loans to better rated non-banking financial companies. Bharat Forge stock advances on the entering a technology licensing agreement with Taiwan's Compal Electronics to manufacture x86 platform servers in India. The two companies have signed a memorandum of understanding to develop the server business using locally manufactured solutions in India, echoing the Indian government's Make in India policy. Under this collaboration, Compal Electronics will provide Kalyani Powertrain, Bharat Forge's subsidiary, with technological support related to servers, including overseeing local production, assembly, testing activities, and final sales. RateGain Travel launches AI-powered digest for its airline customers. This industry-first innovation provides airlines with a comprehensive daily view of their route performance, enabling them to make faster, data-driven decisions. This innovation strengthens RateGain's position as a leading provider of AI-driven pricing insights for airlines. Delivered as a daily digest, the AI-powered report analyzes data, identifies trends, detects anomalies, and highlights critical areas requiring immediate attention. By transforming complex data sets into clear, actionable insights, it empowers airlines to move from reactive decision-making to proactive, strategy-driven growth. The government might announce an increase in dearness allowance and dearness relief, which would impact over 12 million central government employees and pensioners. The government revises dearness allowance twice yearly, in January and again in July, though official announcements often follow later. Select Committee of Lok Sabha to examine the new income tax bill is underway in Parliament House Annex. The 31-member Select Committee is headed by BJP MP Baijayant Panda. In today's meeting, the committee summons the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and Ernst & Young. The committee will record oral evidence of representatives of ICAI and EY. Making a strong pitch for tourism in Uttarakhand, PM Modi says there should be no off-season in the picturesque hill state, and this would strengthen the state's economy in a big way. Praising the Dhami-led state government for its 12-month tourism vision, the PM stressed the need for a 360-degree approach to tourism to create employment opportunities for the local youth throughout the year. US President Donald Trump threatens further destruction of Gaza if all remaining hostages are not released and issued an ultimatum to Hamas leaders to flee. Strongly backing Israel as a ceasefire teeters, Trump says he was sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job, as his administration expedites billions of dollars in weapons. Weighing in on the issue of agricultural carve-outs from Canada, Mexico, US agriculture chief says potash fertilizer could be exempted. The Department of Veterans Affairs is planning to cut more than 80,000 workers from the agency, according to an internal memo seen by Reuters. The VA's Chief of Staff, Christopher Cyrick, sent a memo to senior agency officials telling them the goal was to return the agency to 2019 staffing levels of just under 400,000. That would mean cutting about 82,000 staff. The memo directed agency staff to work with tech billionaire Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency to make these cuts. It stated that two goals were to eliminate waste and increase workforce efficiency. Appeals Court removes the head of Federal Watchdog Agency in the latest twist in a legal fight over Republican President Donald Trump's authority to fire the special counsel. A three-judge panel on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit sided with the Trump administration in allowing the immediate removal of Hampton Dellinger from the Office of Special Counsel while arguments continue over the legality of Dellinger's firing. And with that, it's a wrap on Market Express, but do stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
We feel fairly good about the fact that we can compete with various folks.
Actually, instead of Viksit Bharat, we should call it Re-Viksit Bharat.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
We feel fairly good about the fact that we can compete with various folks.
Actually, instead of Viksit Bharat, we should call it Re-Viksit Bharat.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.
The private capital expenditure, from where I sit, I see that private capital expenditure is happening.
Any tariff coming on Indian goods will be passed on to American consumers and Indian companies will not be affected.
We feel fairly good about the fact that we can compete with various folks.
Actually, instead of Viksit Bharat, we should call it Re-Viksit Bharat.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the trading also. You have to come down. So the correction